awesome.
Mostly.
All right. Well, we do have a lot of stuff to talk about, so maybe we should just kick her off right now. And thank you guys for joining us from all around everywhere, because I know that there's a lot of people on Twitch. There are a lot of people in Mumble right now, and just all over the place. It's craziness. So thank you for joining us, of course. And I know that I have a few things to talk about before I'll relinquish control over to some of the officers here and let them talk to you about what's going on in their particular field. If you guys don't know, we have several different departments that we run on a regular basis. One of which is going to be raids, our raid liaisons, which also take care of our bank now. That's a new change since the last town hall. We also have communications. Our communications guys try to make sure that we're talking to you guys on a regular basis and figuring out ways that we can do that better, which is always a good thing. We have events. In our events, we just finished up our 1 year anniversary. It went really, really well. So we're going to be hearing from Tour Arts and talking about events that are coming up and what else is going on in the events department. And then we have our greeters as well. And if you're a greeter, thank you so much for doing all the invites and everything, because that is just such. I'll tell you one thing. Since the greeters have started, things have been a lot more pleasant, and really, really do owe you guys like a big thank you, because that is amazing that you guys jumped in and are helping out invites, and it's just great. I haven't had to think about that after thinking about everything else that I think about, which is good. And we also have IT. Our IT department is headed up by Dairies. So look out. That's all I'm going to say about that.
It's a very angry department.
It's a very angry department, but it's going to be very crucial as we move forward. I know that we have a lot of plans to bring this community more online and more in sync with what's going on in today's world, and not just the game is nice. The online, the in-game community is really nice, but we also need to have that reflected online. And it's not there yet. It's getting there. We're working on it. And I'll have Darius talk a little bit as well on that stuff. A couple of things that I wanted to bring up were recently there was a tabard change to the CtR guild. And that is basically to reflect all the other changes that are going on online. If you have noticed our Twitter page or the Facebook page for the guild, they have all changed to a lion's head. And it's the same thing with the converted logo is changed to something very similar. Right, Navix?
That's right. We are actually trying to get our Facebook page, which is facebook.com CTR Guild, the Twitter page, which is also CTR Guild, and all in sync with each other, and we're trying to get the word out to you guys on all of the different venues here. If you guys don't have a Twitter account, definitely go out there and get a Twitter account. It's like a secondary guild chat, guys.
It pretty much is. But yeah, I mean, so basically we changed the in-game logo to reflect all the out-of-game stuff that we're doing, and the lion's head seemed to be kind of like the one thing that we could kind of evolve everything out of, and we have a guild t-shirt, and that's another thing that I'm going to bring up here momentarily, but we just wanted to have everything kind of reflect back on the same thing, and that is, hey, we're an alliance guild, let's do lion's heads. It seemed to be like the one thing that we could all kind of agree on. The candle was great, lasted for a year, that's amazing, and unfortunately didn't go any longer than that, but that's the way that it goes. We have evolved our guild a little bit, so I think going forward, the lion's head is the way to go. So it's it's a minor change. I know that there's some color changes, so people with transmog gear are maybe questioning things and maybe a little bit upset. And I apologize for you guys for not letting you in on all those different changes as they were kind of happening behind the scenes. But that's one of the things that we have to do from time to time. The other thing is the t-shirts. And this has been an issue ever since we got back from BlizzCon. People are like, where are the t-shirts? And I'm like, I want to find out what's going on with the t-shirts. That's what I was saying as well. We were working with a company that's local to me, and I love to support local businesses when I can. And these guys were great. And it's nothing against their business at all. But what we had set up was we had set up basically an online store with those guys. It wasn't set up quite yet before the end of 2013, but I was under the assumption that everything was going to plan. Come 2014, the company has since decided that the online stores are not a good business model for them, and they are actually losing money on it. So they are going to be going away from that, which means that I had to go pick up the shirts, and now they're all over at my house. So they're all over at my house, and I'm okay with that. But we've got to figure out a way to get those out to you guys. And Darius and I are working on that. Hopefully this week we should be able to see something. When we do see something, I will be putting it out on every single social channel I know how to put it out on. Okay, I will be putting it out on Facebook, on Twitter, on every place that I can, so that we can get this stuff done. We need to find a permanent solution for these shirts, but right now I have inventory at my house, and I don't want that. I want to get that. I want to get these shirts out to you guys. So I'm thinking that we will be doing probably less than a price of less than what you're paying for something from, say, /loot or wherever. Name your gaming shirt. They're all about $20, right? So we'll try to sneak under that as much as we possibly can. And also, if we can, I want to give at least a portion of those proceeds to charity, because as kind of an apology to you guys for not being able to get those out right away directly after BlizzCon. It has been way too long in getting this stuff out to you guys, and I want to make sure that stuff gets out there promptly. And I want to make sure that I also get rid of inventory at the same time. So it's kind of a bonus for everybody. And then finally, the one big thing that I want to talk to everybody about tonight is some of our policies. Specifically, our policies on member conduct. Now, if you have read, and I'm assuming that you have, because you all marked that you have read our guild policies before being accepted into the guild. You said that on your application. If you have not read our guild policies, please do so, especially in those regarding member conduct. Now, why do we have these rules? We have these rules because we have a very large guild. We have an extremely large guild, and we have to be able to all get along together. And so there are certain things that we ask of you to do for the guild. We say, hey, you know what? Please, let's keep adult conversations. And I think you all know what I mean when I'm talking about adult conversations. Let's keep those out of public channels. Let's make sure that, if we are a very large guild. We have people of all ages playing, of all ethnicities, of all religions, we have a very diverse group of people playing this game under the CtR banner. And we need to make sure that we are accepting of these differences and respectful of these differences. That's kind of what we need to do in order to survive as a large guild of Darius. How many people are there?
We have, I'll go do the numbers now, I guess. We have 7,114 total tunes, and we have 5,376 actual accounts. So about 75% of all of the guilds are individual people.
Right.
25% are alts.
So that's pretty huge, guys. We have a big group of people in this guild, and it's amazing, and it's wonderful, and it's awesome. But along with that comes our need to really respect those different boundaries that people have for language, for other things, especially when it comes to public channel chat. It's tough because you want to just be able to say whatever's on your mind, and I don't want to discourage you from that. I think you just need to filter it a little bit, right? And so we say that for all of the guild, stuff, for all the public channels, but we are also trying to promote community, teamwork, and respect. This is our little motto that we have going for the guild, right? Our credo: community, teamwork, respect. We don't just extend that to our guildies. We can't. We're huge. We are a huge group of people. We need to be polite folks within our own server and within the greater WoW community. We really do. It just promotes everything that we're trying to promote with the show and with the guild, is having fun with friends. And so therefore, I think that we need to get back to it. I know that we have a lot of new people here, and if you are new, welcome. We love you guys. We really do. It's just make sure that you guys are all following our guild policies, especially when it comes to member conduct. Because when we get word back, we will get word back if you are not the wonderful person that we know you to be. We will get word back. We have gotten word back, and I've had to kick people because of language, because of disrupting the guild, especially when it comes to disrupting kind of everyday life. That's when it goes to a different extreme, and it's like, guys, come on, you're just trying to cause problems now. I don't want to be a language cop. I don't think any officer wants to be a language cop. I don't think any of the greeters want to be a language cop. I don't think anybody ever wants to be a language cop. Unfortunately, that's our job. That's part of our gig. And, if it gets elevated enough, then I look at it and then I have to make a decision. And those decisions are tough. I don't like to say goodbye to people, but occasionally I have to. Especially if they're causing problems. And there have been some problem cases in the last few months, since the last town hall. We've had a few, not many, but still. There are a couple problems where you go, I got to let you go, and it's unfortunate. But we're trying to promote, this awesome community. We're trying to promote teamwork. We're trying to promote understanding, respect, all those different things. And we need to do that inside and outside the guild. That's it. And if we get reports back of somebody being weird or disruptive or whatever, it's just kind of like, oh, come on, guys, work with us, please work with us. We definitely want you to work with us on this stuff. Help us out and help us promote this wonderful stuff that we know as raiding. All right, I've probably talked way too long now. Darius, was there anything else that you wanted to bring up other than numbers?
No, it's a pretty good amount of numbers. I'm not sure if we talked about this on the last town hall, if it was brought up, but you can actually use our website now, convertraid.com, on your phones. When you load it up on a phone or a tablet, it should load up the mobile interface automatically. Yep. And you can do everything else, like listen to the music or listen to the podcast rather, or watch the YouTube or anything like that. Right.
And there's more coming as well. There is also an app in the works, so just letting you guys know. And as soon as that's ready for you guys, that will be coming down through all the social streams as well. So Facebook, Twitter, and probably Google Plus, or Google, I should say. Okay. Next up, Lou, you want to take over? Talk about rating a little bit?
Yeah, sure. May as well.
And Lou is a little sick, everybody, so, cut her some slack. Her
Only
voice
make fun of me a little bit.
All right, so why don't you talk to these guys about rating and about what you do?
So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Lou, with 2 U's, Louu. We do have a mage, Louian Guild. That's not me. I don't have a mage. Every other version of Lou is most likely me. So if you message the mage Louis and they're confused, that's why. Basically what I do, I am the go-to point for our raid leaders. And basically what that means is, rather than trying to communicate with the 90 members of each individual team, the raid leaders can come to me, and anyone can come to me, but it's just a very nice, clear form of communication if, raid leaders are coming to me for any issues or anything like that. I manage the raid teams, and basically I use the word manage very loosely. I'm in charge of raider rank. I help with the guild repairs as far as allotting gold amounts, and that comes with the bank that my department's picked up as well. And then assisting in anything that the teams need. My job is not to be your personal raid shopper. I will help you as best as I can to find a team. The best place to find any teams recruiting is the team pages. We do have a sub forum for free agents. So if you're a raider looking for a team, if you've just come over, you can post kind of a little, ad about yourself. This is when I'm available, that type of thing. Mm-hmm. And then we also have our team. It's for our teams who are looking for free agents. So say my team is looking for a healer, that is a great place for teams to post. And then, of course, always check individual threads. A lot of teams, rather than making a post, will just put their title as recruiting or in need of, etc.
Right. Now, as far as it goes for people that are looking for raid teams, I know that we always say, hey, you can go to Lou if you need more information or whatever. And sometimes you actually know teams that are looking for specific people, right?
Yeah, sometimes, especially if you follow me on Twitter, I'll know some people pretty quickly off the top of my head who may need a fill-in, or, I know maybe, this muscle sprouts just lost someone and they need someone. But 9 times out of 10, I'll only know 1 or 2. Right. If you're coming to me with specific availability and really needing help, I'm going to be doing exactly what you would be doing, which would be going through the forums or talking to people or asking around, and unfortunately, there's only one of me, and there's so many raiders. There are so many raiders, guys. We have we have dropped a couple teams, but we're still floating right around 90 teams, and so we do have lots of options. Right. But unfortunately, I just I don't assign people to raid teams. It's definitely, right. I can help, but only so much.
And that's why, using things like the forums, like CtR LFG, that channel. By the way, CtR LFG is a public channel. That is a public channel in-game. Lots of people are there. And just a quick note on that. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder there, Lou. But CtR LFG is a public channel on the Aerie Peak server, and it's going to stay that way. We can't privatize it. We can't make a private channel in game and have it work for all of our guildies all at once. Right, Darius?
Yeah, there's just no way to do it. The passwording system within WoW on channels is broken, to say the least. Yeah. As soon as the server restarts and everyone gets kicked out, the password gets reset. And it's basically whoever joins first gets moderator. We
understand that from time to time you may see a troll or two in there. Just don't feed the trolls. Don't become one yourself, and stay on the high road on that stuff. Lou, was there anything else? I'm sorry.
Just real quick, I just want to remind everyone what raider rank entails. Basically, that's going to give you your guild repairs. That's going to give you the special raider rank. Raid leaders do get, the raid lead title as well.
Yep.
But in order to get that, there are some things that raid leaders and their teams need to be aware of. There is a beautiful announcement in the team pages that lays out exactly what teams are responsible for to get that raider rank. But of utmost importance contacting me, emailing me, letting me know if you don't have it and you need it. There's been a couple teams that, thought it would be automatic. And again, with having the amount of raiders we have, I just can't. And I need you guys to help me out so I am able to give you guys your raider ranks. And just realize too, once you have raider ranks, if you don't keep your team page and keep keep the requirements active, you are at risk of losing raider rank. And again, if we have half the guild at raider rank and they're not raiding and they're using guild repairs, I can't give out more guild repairs. There's just no money because it's just all going out. So keep that in mind. Help me out, guys. There's just one of me right now, and kill bosses and keep me up to date. That's all I ask.
There we go. Yeah, and it's a tough spot. And I know that you guys are probably going, repairs? We don't even get any repairs. Well, this is always like a constant thing, and I talked a little bit about it on today's Convert to Raid show, was that, guild repairs are kind of one of those things where we have so many teams that we're trying to take care of. It becomes a real kind of nightmare trying to figure out what the magic number is going to be before our banks start losing money, and before we're like, oh yeah, this is going to last for a week maybe. And so it kind of is a little bit tough. We have some. Was there anything else, Lou, before I move on to bank?
No, but
Okay.
just you can always follow me at Twitter at Louise, Louiez, for all your rating needs.
There we go. And by the way, guys, yes, there's only one Louis. There's only one Lou, and there's 90 teams. So please follow the guidelines, and things should be working out pretty slick. But let's move on to bank. So Solar, get ready. And the guild repairs are tough. We're trying to manage that, and we have a new team in place for the bank. Isn't that right, Solar Flare?
Yeah, so back when we had our last town hall meeting, that was one of the big discussion topics, was actually making good use of our mini banks that we have. And we think we found a solution to that. So it's myself, along with Lou, Torrentine, and Jahadim.
That's Torrentine.
Torrentine,
Yeah.
Turpentino. one of the-
Turpentine
Tortellini.
works. Yeah, Tortellini.
Anyway, so we have this crew that did a pretty drastic overhaul of the banks. We organized everything. We split it up. We took inventory. And we made it cleaner. And one of the underlying purposes of all of this was to especially not only make it more accessible to everyone, but make it more accessible to raiders. If you have that rating rank, your raid tabs are open in your guild banks, and you're more than welcome to your daily allotted flasks, potions, food. They're there for you and your team. So please know where they are and make use of them, because that's what we're trying to do for you, is to make it a more appealing feature to get that raider rank. And with that, do us a solid, since we clean the banks about once or twice each week. Don't deposit things like silk cloth or, like a handful of copper bolts. That does nothing but go out the window when we go and prune through it. Try and keep the deposits to content, this content, related materials, things like ghost iron, etc. You kind of get the idea. We don't need vanilla stuff. We can get that on the auction house. It just makes things cleaner. And with that, we introduced a new feature to the banking system that kind of goes hand in hand with that. And it's there's really no other word to call it other than donations, deposits, perhaps. And we have 2 tunes that are going to be taking donations of raid related materials, things like pots, potions, flasks, enchants, things like that, raid related materials. And they are going to go to 2 tunes, if you want to donate them, to CtR Banker, that's CtR Banker, and CtR Bank. No variations, just those 2.
So CtR Banker and CtR Bank.
Mm-hmm. All
Okay.
Yep, all one word, and those are tunes, and those are run by our banking administration. And they will take those donations that you have given us of potions, flasks, etc., and they'll distribute them evenly across all of the co-guilds and put them in the right tabs for you guys to use, or for others to use that are also raiding in the guild.
Right.
So that's a new feature that we've introduced. And then to touch up, I really only have one other point to make, and it was brought up a little bit earlier. It was the repairs, the guild repairs. And that's something that we didn't really look at when we were doing this kind of reconstruction, was our gold supply. Which is quite immense. Just, I know almost every single co-guild has over 200k, and
Awesome.
multiply that by 8, so that's what, 1.6 million gold.
Right. So that means that we could probably open it up a little bit.
We
more.
could probably open it up a little bit more. So we're going to
Awesome.
take a look at that in the next week. I'll have myself and the administration take a look at our reserves. But not only that, but how much gold are we actually using each week, you know? So we can figure out a good number for you guys.
I know that bank has always been kind of like one of those things where the position is that of, you know, especially when you're dealing with a guild this big, the banker position is not one that you want one person to handle. So that's why we have a team in place, and we will continue having a team in place as long as we possibly can, because a bank is incredibly, I don't want to say monotonous, but I'm going to use it anyway. I'm going to say it anyway, because I mean, there's just a lot of detail to it, right? So there's not only do we have like some open tabs for all of our members, but then we also have the raider ranks and above get special raider tabs, and then we also have to make sure that all those things are organized, fairly neat. And when you have how many people, like 7,100 tunes with their little paws in there, it gets a little messy pretty quick. So I do not envy the bankers, and thank you guys so much for helping clean that up.
Yeah, if you guys see Torrentine or Lou or Jahadim in guild, give them a thank you. It's a very time-consuming, monotonous, and often thankless job that is really being put to good use here. So if you guys see them, just give them a thank you, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
Anything else with bank that you want to bring up?
No, that about covers it.
We do have
clear development.
We do have a couple of tabs open for everybody, and those are generally the first couple of tabs that are open for everybody, right?
Yeah, there is the general deposit tab where you can find all sorts of stuff like battle pets or just things that we didn't want to throw away but couldn't find, like this is a raid material, so stuff like that. That's the generals tab.
And for those guys that want to donate, I know that there have been guys that want to donate actual like raid materials, raid mats for everybody. So it's CtR Bank or CtR Banker are the ones that you're gonna, those tunes, mail them to those tunes. Because if you just deposit, by the way, those raider tabs that we're talking about, you cannot deposit into them. Those are just, officers can handle that stuff, but you can't deposit into those raider tabs. We want to keep those as clean as possible. So you'd have to actually deposit. If you wanted to deposit in the bank, you can only deposit in those open ones, and anybody can have at those, because that's like its own donation pile, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. So if you want to put something a little special in for the raiders of the guild or for your team or whatever, you're best doing that through the mail.
Right. So use those different banker alts, and we'll get those things in there and get everybody set up with all those different materials. Now,
real quick, Zach, just a side note, if you do forget where to mail bank donations, so if you forget CtR Bank or CtR Banker and you mail it to one of the bank crew, so myself, Solar, Jahadim, or Tortellini, just make sure you put a note in. Don't just send us the item, and I would think it's a gift. Someone loves me and wants to send me 50 feasts. Thank you.
Right.
Just give us a little note and say, hey, I forgot, this is for the bank.
Right.
But try to avoid it if it's all possible. If you catch us in game, send us a whisper.
And if you forget CtR Bank or CtR Banker, then you may have some issues that you need to take care of, because CtR Bank and CtR Banker are probably the easiest tunes to remember. Okay.
Then you have problems like Lou has.
That's right. Now, Navix, yes. I want you to pipe in here, because I know that we've got some new stuff that's going to be hitting the interwebs. Isn't that right?
Yes, we're actually going to be starting a production of videos that's going to be hosted on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com/CtR Guild.
Yep.
And we're going to be having a series of videos that talk about things like how to join, rules and policy, what's Greenwall, what's CtR LFG, things like that. So stay tuned to that channel. I think Spencer actually has a video out there already.
Just like a welcome video. Or
just
whatever.
A welcome video.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're going to be trying to get that across all of the different media venues that we have right now, which I mentioned earlier, which is the Twitter, Facebook, and so on and so forth.
Yep. And that will be coming, and that will be coming from all of us, from all of the different officers that are out here that are talking tonight. All these different guys are going to be putting forward their own version of what events are, what the Raider ranks are, what all these different things that we're talking about. And I'll be probably talking about player conduct, because that's kind of my thing. That's what a GM does, right? Anyway, that will also be on converttoraid.com/guild. That is where you can find different. You can find episodes of the Converted, and you can find all of our policies and how to sign up and everything like that. It's all at converttoraid.com/guild. And now, and that was it for you guys, right? For communications.
That's pretty much it. If you guys have any comments or suggestions about the forums or anything like that, definitely shoot us a message either in game or through the CTRofficers@gmail.com account. We'll look into it.
Yep. And I think, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I won't say anything quite yet. But we should go to, let's see, Jules, maybe you should talk next about the greeters.
Sure. Hi, guys. This is Jules. I am the officer I am responsible for the greeters, the folks that are in the CTR LFO channel who are there to help invite your alts. And I want to first give a huge shout out to my team who have been working tirelessly to make sure you guys are able to get your tunes in. If you're new, welcome. And if you have brought alts in, this is great. One of the things that I wanted you guys to be aware of is how the team works. We have a number of folks who are responsible for doing the greeter task, and they work about 5 hours a week of their own time to be there to do invites. They also have assigned times that they're here every week. We have about 5 different slots of time. On Sundays, they're online from 8 a.m. to noon and from 6 until 10. And then on Mondays, they're on from 6 until 10 p.m. This is all server time, by the way. And then on Thursdays, from noon until 4. But because they all put in 5 hours a week or more, they are here at other times. So when you're looking for someone to come and invite you, just take a look in CTR LFO. Check out if there's an officer there. Most times there is. But if there's not, we just ask that you're patient. There's going to be someone there for you.
Right. And if nothing else, we got those set times that somebody should be there. And again, we just... we ask for your patience. If nobody's there, feel free to ask around and see if you can flag down an officer. But I mean, outside of those times, I don't think you can really expect it. I think it would be a really nice thing if that happened. But we have limited resources and we have limited people, and we try to run lean so that everybody has something to do. Right.
That's right. And a couple things that we wanted to address, some questions that have come up recently. We know that when Warlords of Draenor comes out, there is going to be a free level 90 for everybody. Mm-hmm. So we are going to be prepared for that. We are going to be recruiting for greeters at that time beforehand, hopefully, to be able to make sure that we are covered. So if you are interested in being a greeter, you can certainly let us know that by emailing at ctrofficers@gmail.com. That's the email address for us. And we've also gotten questions about how if we're going to be expanding our co-guilds. We currently have 8. And every month, Darius does a great job in making sure that we do a removal of anyone who has not logged in for over 60 days.
We call it the purge.
The big purge.
So
we do that, and we've been maintaining quite well with 8 co-guilds, but we do expect that that's going to change when everybody gets another tune to play at level 90.
Right, right, and we'll probably have more new friends to play with too, because I've been hearing a lot of people saying, "Hey, if I get a free 90, I'm going to come over and check you guys out over at Aerie Peak." So
right,
we'll probably have some new friends to play with, which means that Lou, you'll probably have at least another 30 raid teams starting. So just letting you know.
Really? I was hoping for like 50 or 60.
So the bottom line is that our greeter team is doing a fantastic job, and we're going to probably need more people when the expansion comes.
Right.
So let us know if you're interested, and we will keep your name for when the time comes.
And right now, it looks like we have about roughly 800 or 900 spots still in the current co-guild situation. We will be adding to the co-guilds as well, especially when these 90s come down, and we'll be ready for that. Hopefully, I've got a name picked out, kind of. It's not set in stone yet, but kind of picked out. We'll see what happens. We'll see if I get outvoted on that stuff. Anything else, Jules?
That's it for me.
Okay. So Tour Arts is our events whiz. And she just got done, or she and her team just got done with the anniversary stuff. And thank you so much, by the way, event staff. You guys are great. Put on a week full of events celebrating the anniversary of the guild. And it was pretty amazing. So, Tour Arts, I'll let you kind of talk now and talk about events and whatever you need to talk about. So the floor is yours.
Awesome. Yeah, we just had the year anniversary 2 weeks ago now. It was a huge success. Quick shout out to anyone who donated, participated, helped out. I know we got a lot of For the Alliance achievements, which was awesome.
Nice.
Moving on, for events, we are doing weekly flexes and LFRs. They're typically on Mondays. If you go to the guild event section of our forums, there'll be a spreadsheet there, a link under, I think I titled it Weekly LFR Flex. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it says who's hosting them, when they are. They may be other days, but right now we're shooting for Mondays. Other events, we are continuing doing our monthly meet and greets. We just had one last Monday that was a huge success, and we'll be having one again in March, to be decided on the date there. Other than that, something we're looking at towards the end of March is roundtables, kind of a one-stop shop to find out about classes, that sort of thing, especially with people getting new 90s. You may be exploring a new class or spec. There's information on the forums there's information on the forums about that, especially if you want to host one. So check that out. If you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, I will be looking at expanding my event planner staff. So if you put in an application the last time, just let me know you'd like to be considered again, and be on the lookout on the forums for a new application, expectations, that sort of thing. Other than that, I think that's all I have. If you have any questions, you can email ctrguildevents@gmail.com. Also, I'm on Twitter. And yeah, I think that's all I have right now. We're kind of moving forward.
What's your Twitter handle?
Tour Arts, pretty simple. TURARTS.
Okay. All right, cool. Nice and easy there. Yeah. And once again, thank you for all the events that you laid out for the anniversary. It was pretty amazing, and it's all been kind of surreal this whole last year of the CtR Guild. It was this time last year that Solar Flare, myself, and Coltrane were kind of freaking out a little bit because there were so many people that were coming into this guild in just droves.
Yeah. There was no way to prepare for it. I don't think we could have ever been prepared. No, there's no way to be prepared. By the way, if you guys are in Twitch chat, IRC, or even in game, there are people that are asking for your questions now. Make sure to talk to these guys. If you have a question, if you have a particular question for anybody, for any of the officers of the guild, please let us know now, and we will try to get to that as soon as we possibly can. But yes, it has been amazing. I have been totally blown away by all of our members, because you guys are some of the most active people that I've ever seen in game ever. And it's crazy to think that, it was just a year ago that we were all like, oh yeah, well let's just start a guild. Let's make the jump. And you guys made it possible, and it's been an amazing ride. And I have never been more proud of a community of people. So, and are there any questions out there that we need to get to? Anybody field anything?
I had one question about Ordos guild repairs. Apparently they're broken.
Okay.
And when that might be fixed.
Well, it might be fixed as early as later tonight.
10 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of depends on when I can sign in and get it fixed. But if it's broken, then we should take care of that. I will put it down on my list of stuff to do. Any other questions?
I got one from Guild Chat in Hathcock. He wants to know, or she, what are the requirements for starting a raid team?
Lou?
There are no requirements for starting a raid team. Anyone can start a raid team. And we say raid, but if you are so inclined to have a battleground team and you have an active regular roster similar to a raid team, that definitely counts. Even if you want to do a flex, say you got 15 people together, you make a team page and it fills the requirements, you will get raider rank. If you just want to throw a team together, you can do that. There's no set. You can just do it. There's no rules to that. The only rules that come into play are then if you want your raider rank.
Right. So if you want the raider rank, then you have to follow the little guidelines that are on the sheet in the team page forum, right? And same thing with PvP, and we don't bring that up enough, but if you guys want to start up your own PvP team, that's great. That's awesome. We love that. And please do. And I think that we won't necessarily put a real difference on those two things because it's still teamwork, and that's still awesome. So yeah. So put together a team, put it on the team pages, and Lou can let you know if make sure to talk to Lou if you have any questions or need any specific help. It's CtR Raids. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's CtR plural RAIDS at gmail.com.
At Gmail. All right. So if you have any questions, you can do that, but make sure to check out the forums. Please, that's going to be like the go-to place if you need anything that's been written down. The forums are the place to go because there's tons of information in there. You just need to be able to find it. And most of the stuff is under the Convert to Raid Guild page or the team pages in this case. So, any other questions?
I got two. I got two more. This Dark Artist wants to know, I'm new to the realm and will be bringing my 90 over soon. I'm really interested in helping things work in the background and actually enjoy farming mats. I believe this is a question as to if I'm interested in being placed somewhere helpful in the guild, where should I go?
And we're talking basically about bank, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he's farming, if he's like, I want to farm mats for the guild, Solar, what do you have to say about that?
Oh, well, you certainly can. I mean, anything, like I said, mop related, like herbs or whichever, materials or actual things, you can send to CtR Bank or CtR Banker, and those will go to the right places. Absolutely. We'll make sure those get to the raiders that are going to use and want those items. So.
And if you want to be an officer, we do have a thing. You can actually email CtR officers. Again, that's plural at gmail.com. So CtR officers at gmail.com. And you can say that you're interested, but don't just say that, hey, make me an officer. No. We want to know a little bit more about you. We want to know what you're interested in. We've got all these different areas of expertise, right? So we have communications, we have events, we have raids, we have bank, we have greeters, we have IT, we have behind the scenes stuff. So let us know what you're interested in, as well as let us know a little bit about who you are and that you're interested in something and that you have, X amount of time or, whatever it may be. And you're really good with, say, the social media stuff. Awesome. Great. Maybe you belong over in communications, helping us tweet the deets to the rest of the population. Who knows? So there's definitely opportunities out there for people if you want to be an officer or if you want to be a greeter or, whatever you want to do. You can generally send everything to CtrOfficers at gmail.com. Solar, you said you had another question?
I think that was it.
Okay. Anybody else have a question out there from other folks?
I had one more.
Go for it. By the way, that's the voice of Copperbolt. Copperbolt, yeah. You are artiste behind the guild t-shirts. And thank you. Those turned out really great, and I can't wait to get those online for people.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see that.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's been like 3 months. Dang it. All right, go ahead.
In the Twitch channel, Harslick and a couple of other people brought up possibly getting a PvP channel in the Mumble, so that when people want a PvP, they have a place to go to find other people that are happen to be PvPing.
Well, that becomes kind of a little bit different. So in Mumble specifically,
Yeah, just the channel in Mumble.
it gets a little weird. Now we have all these different, basically team channels, right? So we have raid channels, we have party channels, and so on. Now, if you're a part of a PvP team, obviously you can go to any one of those channels and just log right in and go with your teammates to either a party or a raid channel. I don't care. As long as something's open, grab it. That's perfect. Now, we don't have like a general raid channel, so I don't think that there's any need to have a general PvP channel in Mumble Chat. And I think that LFG, the CTR, when we're talking about like chat channels in game, CTR LFG is for both raid and for PvP. It is just for trying to find a group. So that would be my initial answer anyway.
Can I piggyback on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you're looking for other like-minded folks to start PvP with, I would say use the forums, use the team pages, look for people who like to use PvP. That way, I mean, I'm not saying making a new channel is a bad idea, but look how many private party channels we have for you guys to use. I mean, I'm not saying,
right,
hey, don't make a PvP channel, but if you find people, there's definitely places you guys can go and hang out and chat and such.
Yep. And it doesn't really matter to me if you're PvPing in a designated raid channel. That's okay. It's team play, and I'm totally cool with that. So, don't worry about I guess minute specifics like that. Just go play your game. It's totally cool.
And on the subject of t-shirts, what is the size range on those?
I think that they go up to 2X, so it'd be medium to 2X, I believe is what they are. I'd have to do a double check on that, but I believe that's right. So, and this is all of the t-shirts that were at BlizzCon. They are now at my house, and I want them out of my house. So if you want a t-shirt, just be patient. Probably be another week, maybe 2, tops 2, until we get those up. But we're really, really close right now. Right, Darius? You're just waiting on me now.
I hope so. Yeah.
I'm just dragging my feet. Just trying to do too much or something. I don't know. Any other questions from the peanut gallery out there?
I have one. One came in for the events section. Is there a way to get the guild flex runs or any of the other events in game across all of the guilds so people can see what's going on?
We are working on that. I actually only have 5 toons in the guild, so I don't have a toon in every guild. So I'm trying to figure out how to divide that responsibility out without having one person have to do it all, since we are going to be having a lot of events soon. So that is something we are looking at in the future of doing. That way they can just quickly go to the air. The only problem is we were doing this in the past, and we would have people say that they were coming, so we would reserve a spot for them, and then they wouldn't show up. So we tell other people, oh no, we're full, and then feel bad because, 3 or 4 people wouldn't show up.
Right.
So it's a little tricky that way. So it may be used as a way to get the word out about events, but not necessarily a way to sign up for events. We will probably still require you to actually go to the forums to do that if event requires sign up.
Gotcha. Cool. And I know that Darius and the IT team are actually have been working on all the behind the scenes stuff for the website and everything, and it's still out a ways until we get into that stuff. But one of the hopes is that we can bring that to one central place online where people can go and say, okay, what events are today? Here we go. And then that way you're not, it's not necessarily an in-game solution, but it's one solitary out-of-game solution for everybody. So we're working on those. We understand that communication is one of those things where we have some catch up to do. So it's going to be interesting. Yes, for sure. Any other questions?
I got one that might be more suited for Darius.
Okay.
Someone wants to know, is it possible to get some kind of RSS setting for the forums, like a follow topic, so you can get email notifications if someone's posted it in there?
So 2 points there. One, there should already be one.
Yep.
There should already be an RSS feed built into the forums for any topic or forum or subforum or anything. If you go to the forums, you see there's an RSS icon to the right of the name of whatever it is. So you can do that, but you can also subscribe to individual topics. And as of 2 weeks ago, we've moved off of our shared hosting and are now on a dedicated hosting machine because of the amount of bandwidth and actually emails that that the forums generate. So we're now there, and you should now be seeing notifications for anything, for any replies, or
we may have to expand on that too. I don't know. I got another notification from the
some people were having problems when they signed up. They never got the authorization email. You should be getting all of those now. We should have all those problems should be fixed.
Right. Okay, cool. Any other questions? I know that we're going to have to wrap this up in the next 5 minutes because, I've got to go raid. So I got to shut down the stream at some point.
I have one real quick.
Go ahead.
A couple people whispered me, and it was in Mumble, about a professions event, kind of something I think like AIE did.
Yeah.
It's not something we're looking into right now just because of how labor intensive it is. But it is something we are aware that the guild wants.
And Solar, you've actually participated in the one in AIE, right?
Yeah, I did the engineering captain for 2 seasons, I guess you could say. And with the amount of work that we're doing now with the guild, we're still not ready for something of that undertaking. And let me tell you, it is a tremendous amount of hours that go into that. And right now, we're just not ready for that. I mean, it's going to happen. We know people want it. We need to wait a little bit longer, though.
Yeah, it is kind of one of those things. It's a little daunting because there is a lot that goes on, to, months beforehand. You need to have lots of preparation for an event like that because it's really huge. And I was talking with some of the guys from AIE when I think the last time that I was involved in that, and everybody's just getting burned out by the time it actually happens because you've been at it for ever already. So it's a tough event, that's for sure. Other questions?
One more thing about t-shirts.
Yeah.
Are you going to have the ability to ship them overseas?
Yeah, I should be. It's just going to be dependent on where and how much it's going to cost and stuff like that, and hopefully we'll be able to work that out. But I'm hoping that there's a couple of things. There's going to be, I think anyway, at present it looks like I'll be able to come in under that $20 with shipping and handling for the United States, just fine, and still be able to donate some of that money to charity and still be able to give you guys a deal. And then for those guys that are in other countries, I should be able to send it to you. That shouldn't be a problem. It's just a question of what the shipping costs are like and that kind of thing. So that won't be a problem because it's going to be coming directly from me, not from some other place. So you shouldn't have to worry about that too much. But yeah. So, and again, that'll have to be worked out kind of on an individual basis, I'm guessing. We'll see. Anything else? I'm assuming that's a no. So I will assume either we've bored everybody to tears or that we've answered all your questions. So in either way, I will say this. If you're new to the guild, welcome. We really appreciate you guys being here. And I think that there was a lot of information on this particular town hall, lots of stuff to get through. It had been a while. We hope to do this again, probably in the next, I want to at least do this every other month. That would be, if not every month. And I think that feels about right. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to email ctrofficers@gmail.com. That's the main one. ctrofficers@gmail.com. We also have ctrraids@gmail.com. We have CTR Guild Events @gmail.com. We have that is it, right? Turrets?
Yep, guild events, and it's plural.
Yeah. Okay. Everything's plural. At least we got that kind of worked out. And then we have, so many other things that are kind of in the background right now. But it's all looking pretty good. I mean, all the YouTube stuff, that'll be coming to the converttoraid.com site as soon as we can. We'll get it all embedded into the site, so it will be a thing that you won't even have to think about. And we'll try to make everything as easy as possible to make sure that we are bringing you everything you guys need to know as soon as you need to know it. That's my hope for 2014, to really build on all the processes that we've built and make them so much better and make them so much clearer, and have you guys be a part of every conversation that we're having with the officers and within the guild and everything like that. So make it a much more enjoyable experience for you guys. I don't think I have anything else. Anybody else have anything else? I don't know.
You forgot the CTR Raids email.
CTRraids@gmail.com. I thought I said that.
Maybe you did. I don't think you did, though.
You're sick. What do you know, Lou?
I know nothing. Ask me no questions.
Right. But I think that's going to have to do it for now. If you have any questions, again, ctrofficers@gmail.com. That's going to be the main one that you'll need to know. And we will talk to you next time. And if you have any questions outside of this, feel free to just ask around. If you see an officer online, you can just grab them in game. It doesn't really matter. Don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you as much as we possibly can. And the officers are all in a service position. This is not a power position. This is a service position. We're here to help you guys be able to do what you want to do in game. So please ask us. We will give you ideas. We will give you places that you need to look for more information. We will help you out as best we can, while still trying to make sure that we are overseeing the entire rest of the CTR community, which is really large. So please help us out every way that you can, with everything from member conduct to making sure that your team pages are nice and neat for Lou, so that she doesn't have to squint at the screen anymore and just try to decipher stuff. That'd be great. And making sure the banks are fairly clean. That'd be nice. But that's one of those things. Making sure that we're nice when the greeters aren't around and it's not their time to be around. Make sure that you're patient and all those wonderful things. So keep on being awesome, guys. Really, it's an honor to lead this gang of miscreants, and we really appreciate you guys being a part of the CTR Guild. And I'm going to leave it there. We'll see you next time, and bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right.